So don't devalue yourself. Don't devalue what you have to offer in this world, because whatever you have to share, people are waiting for it. People need it. People want it. And don't deny them the opportunity to experience your gifts. Don't deny yourself the opportunity to express your gifts and yourself to others, and to share that with others and to connect with people, because I think that is such a beautiful thing. Hello everyone, my name is Monica, and thank you so much for being here today with me. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about how to find your life purpose and also how to follow through with it. I got inspired to make this video today because I was meditating earlier, and as I was meditating, I was bringing awareness to every part of my body. And as I was doing that, I was thinking, wow, how individual and unique all of us are, every single one of us. And the reason why we're so unique, it's not just because of the way we look. I mean, there's people who look maybe similar to certain people, but they're never going to look exactly like them. But not just that, but also we're also different based on where we've lived, where we were born, where we grew up, places that we've visited, different countries, the people that we've met who have influenced us, what we've learned, what we've been taught in schools, what religion we are, what our culture's like. It's just amazing how incredibly unique and different we all are. And on top of that, we are all given these natural talents and abilities that no one else has. There's going to be a lot of people in similar career paths, but there's not going to be two exactly like identical people also in that field, which means they both have something to bring to the table. They both have unique perspectives on and outlooks on life and love and every subject possible. There was a time not too long ago that I literally thought I was the one special person who was born without any natural talents, gifts, or abilities, and that I had no purpose in this world. And I don't know what was going through my mind that made me think that I was somehow so special, that I was the only person out of billions of people who was born without talent or gifts or anything. But the problem was I was way too focused on the outside world. I was way too focused on what that person was doing and that person was doing, and how can I be more like them, and what do I have to do to get what they get, and how they are, and how do I look like them, and how do I sound like them, and that wasn't getting me anywhere. Because the most successful and the most influential people and people who, gain fame, in my opinion, are all super unique. There's no one else exactly like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or Oprah or any of the really famous people that you know of that have succeeded in their career field. And that's because they didn't go by what society told them to do. They weren't listening to everything that people were telling them about how they wouldn't succeed, how they shouldn't go after their dreams, how that's dumb, how that's not rational, how that's not logical. They didn't care, and they thought outside of the box. And they believed in themselves, they followed their heart, and they went for their dreams. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to be famous, or everybody wants to be famous, or everybody wants to get this huge recognition for what they do. I'm just giving those as examples because they really help to inspire people, I think, because most people who have succeeded, whatever your definition of success is, were people who weren't all born rich, or they weren't all born knowing exactly what they wanted to do. And of course they had failures and they made mistakes. But I don't believe that you ever fail in life. Every single thing in life is just a learning opportunity. But if you think you failed, then you're going to feel like you failed. But if you failed in the sense of something didn't work out exactly the way you wanted it to, if you can look back on that experience, think about, what did I learn? What could I do differently? What should I keep the same? Is that something I really want to do still? Many people have multiple businesses that have thrived and some that haven't. But they can apply all of the wisdom, the knowledge that they've learned while they were attempting at whatever they were doing and carried on to the next project. So if you look at it that way, no one really ever fails. I believe there's an acronym that people use where I think it's FAIL stands for first attempt in learning. So think of it that way. I'll give a personal example from me that's happened recently. Take this YouTube channel for instance. I had started a YouTube channel about 1.5 years ago, and it was a vegan channel, and I think by the time I ended that channel I had 34 videos up, and I worked my butt off on those videos. I didn't know anything about filming or editing. I did all the research. I did everything I could think of to try to succeed. I tried to keep it interesting. I had different camera angles, and I was doing different things. I wasn't only sitting and talking like I do mostly in these videos. But even with all that effort, it took me about 1 year, almost exactly 1 year, to get 60 subscribers. My videos were hardly getting any views, and I wasn't getting any interaction. Most of them didn't have any comments on them, and I felt like I failed, and there was no reason to go on because I was putting in so much effort, but I wasn't reaching the audience that I wanted to reach. But I'm still very grateful for that experience and starting that, because I learned so much about filming and editing. I learned how to vlog. I learned how to make a channel banner, thumbnails, all the analytics that you have to do for YouTube. It taught me all of that because I took the time, and I was really sad when I stopped doing it because I really, really enjoy YouTube and making videos, especially the editing part. That's my favorite part. But I also ended up connecting with so many amazing souls that really just, especially during a time that I was feeling so lonely, it was incredible. And I still talk to some of those people to this day. It also makes me feel good knowing that I did get a few comments where people said that my videos really helped them understand, or they really enjoyed it, or inspired them. If I could just reach one person, then that makes all the difference in the world. For me, that means all the work was worth it. I just didn't feel like I could sustain that channel and keep putting in that type of work, and I was kind of running out of ideas. And then I started the second channel, which is, as you know, about spirituality and law of attraction and self-development, personal growth. And I'm over 100 subscribers about 2 months compared to 60 subscribers in a year. And I'm just so amazed and blown away because I'm not doing anything really special. I'm not trying to entertain anybody. I'm just speaking from my heart. I'm just being myself. I am sharing what I have learned in my life to hopefully help other people. And it feels so good. I'm very passionate about it. I feel so inspired. I get this hint of inspiration, and I think inspire means in spirit. So I'm getting inspiration from my higher self or from the universe that's saying, hey, Monica, here's what you're thinking today. Let's share this with the world. And I love it. And I don't know exactly where this is going to take me. I mean, I plan to do YouTube for a long time, but I don't know if it'll be like a career for me, if I'll ever make money from it. But if not, I'll still take what I've learned doing here and start, writing books or doing seminars or being a life coach. Who knows? It could go anywhere from here, but it'll be along the same path. So now let's get to, if you don't know what your life purpose is, I suggest that first of all, stop focusing on the external world like I was doing. Focus on the internal world. Like I said, we are all unique and individual. You don't want to be like everybody else. The people that you probably admire the most, or the people who are admired the most, like Steve Jobs and all the people I named, are because they did something different. They broke the rules. They got outside the box, and they did something different that some people might have thought they were crazy for. Like the Wright brothers, when they invented the airplane, many people thought they were crazy and it was impossible, but they didn't listen to them. And if they had, we would not be flying all over the world today. I mean, we might, somebody else could have invented it, but they wouldn't have fulfilled their dreams. So that was number one. Stop focusing on the external, focus on the internal. How do you do that? First of all, become aware of your thoughts. If there's something that you kind of have a little like, oh, I might want to try that, or I might want to do that, but I'm afraid I'm going to fail. Or I used to think, well, everybody, it doesn't matter what I do. I have nothing to contribute of value because everyone else is already doing whatever I might want to do, and they're doing it bigger and better. And who's going to care about me? I had to get rid of that mindset. So if you have limiting beliefs like that, get rid of that mindset. We are in an abundant world. There is enough room for everyone's gifts and talents. There's enough room. You're not limited. And that's what I had to truly understand before I could get in front of this camera and share with you what I've learned in my life. Because otherwise I would talk myself out of it, which I did a lot of times because I was so scared. I was very intimidated because I would look at these other big YouTubers and I'm like, oh, I'm just this little fish. No. You can grow as large as you want, as you can imagine, in anything that you want to do. So focus on yourself, spend time with yourself, get to know yourself. You are the person you're going to be in your longest relationship with. So you want to be happy with yourself, you want to love yourself, you want to respect and honor yourself. So spend time, I know I mention all the time, meditating. And you don't have to look at that as a chore or I have to do this to get somewhere. Meditating to me is just spending quality time with myself, with shutting everyone and everyone else out, everything, no distractions. I just sit there and I just focus on awareness in my body. I just observe my thoughts. And by doing that, you're going to have things bubble up or surface that maybe you're going to feel inspired to try or to do, or something maybe you did a long time ago that you were really good at that maybe you've forgotten about. Maybe that will come back up for you. And remember, just because you're succeeding at something you love doesn't mean that you're taking away from anyone else. Like I said, there's plenty of room in this world for you and everyone else's gifts and talents to be shared with others. And maybe you need to start thinking of yourself as a leader and a teacher, not just someone who's always in the background playing supporting characters in everyone else's life or being a wallflower. Because I know that's how I've always been. I'm like, I'm going to dim my light so that other people can shine brightly. Don't do that. Shine brightly. I'll put up one of my favorite quotes. I love it. Like I said, you can meditate, you can go on walks, you can go on runs, you can go on bike rides. Just do something where you're not listening to music or talking on the phone or being on your phone, where you're just present in the moment. Because I believe that we all do have every answer to every question we have inside of us. We just need to be silent long enough to hear them. And I don't think that means by controlling or trying to stop your thoughts. Let those thoughts run. Let them go. Also, I recommend just trying a bunch of different things. If somebody invites you to do something, like I once had a friend who had invited me to play soccer on an adult soccer league, which I never really played soccer before, ever. Maybe a little bit in PE, that was it. And I was very scared. And they don't teach you the rules. You don't have a coach. They just kind of throw you out there. But I have this thing where I pretty much I will say yes to trying anything once, as long as it's not going to hurt me, someone else, or land me in jail. Like, I will pretty much try anything just to see if I like it. And if I don't like it, I will just not do it again. But at least I know now that I tried it and I don't have to wonder about it anymore. So say yes to opportunities, again, as long as they feel safe and you have the money to do it. If you need money to do it, there are a lot of free things out there as well. Don't feel limited if you don't have a lot of disposable income to spend money on, say, ski gear or something like that. There are plenty of free things to try out there. You just got to go find them. And then I would say my third and probably last tip on how to find your life purpose is if you have something you're passionate about, consider going for that, and don't make excuses as to why you can't do it. If you do, you can make you can make a list of all the reasons that say why you can't succeed at something or why you think you can't, and then come up with a reason why you can. And if you only have one reason, even if that reason is just because I want to, because I like it, because I love it, because I'm passionate about it, then focus on that. Forget all the reasons why you can't and focus on the one reason why you can succeed, and just do it. You may want to sit and think about what you feel like your natural gifts or talents are. Think about what people have told you a lot in the past, like, wow, you're really good at this. For me, a lot of people told me that I gave really good advice and that I was very wise. And so I thought about that a lot, and I was like, okay, well, what could I pursue that gives advice? I wanted to think about, like, what job or what could I do to give advice, and what is it that I really like? I really like helping people. Okay, well, how do I combine those? And the most obvious answer always seemed like to become a therapist or psychiatrist, and also because my first and last name both translate to counselor, which I thought was always pretty unique. And when I was in therapy, my therapist told me that I should be a therapist, but I just didn't feel like I could take on other people's problems without getting very, very emotionally invested in it myself, because I am an empath, and I didn't know how to set that boundary so that I could help people but still keep my vibration up and not sink my vibration. But there are many, many ways to help people. Like, I admire a lot of people on YouTube who have helped me a lot in my life, and that inspired me to also help people with what I've been learning. So now on to, if you do know your life purpose but you're not fulfilling it. And I think there can be multiple life purposes throughout your lifetime. I don't think it's just you are good at this one thing and you start doing this one thing as a career or a hobby or a passion, and so you have to stick with that and only that for the rest of your life. I think it changes over time, but we're talking about what is your purpose right now in this moment. So I just want to ask, like, what is holding you back if you're not living your passion, if you're not going for your life purpose? Is it because you feel like you don't have enough experience, enough skills, enough knowledge, enough resources, enough networking with people? What is it that's holding you back? Do you want to be a photographer or a painter or an athlete or a singer, an actress, or an actor? Do you want to be a veterinarian? There's so many things that we can do that we really are passionate about. I don't believe that we came here to this earth to feel like we're stuck in an everyday 9-to-5 job that maybe we just really don't like. Maybe we hate it. Maybe we're doing okay in it, but it's not something that we feel passionate about. But we're afraid to go for our other dreams because there's no guarantee in the results that we want to have. If we take a job, we know when we sign that job offer that it's going to be this set amount of money and around this amount of hours worked and all the other benefits. But when you start your own business, or you start working for yourself, or you do something that's non-traditional, then you start to get worried because everything's kind of a variable. And I understand that. I am a person who loves set rules, black and white. This is what I can't do. This is what I can do. This is how much I'm going to make. This is how much I'm going to work. But if you want to go for what you really want to do, you can't let those things hold you back. You can acknowledge the existence of those fears, but don't let that hold you back, because fear is just false evidence appearing real. You have no idea exactly what is going to happen, and it could happen even better and exceed all of your expectations for what you're wanting. Right, to sum up everything, just remember that you are unique. You have individual life experiences and a background and knowledge that no one else in this world has. We need you to live the life purpose that you came down here to fulfill. You know what that is before you come down to this earth and you're born, and before you forget everything that you knew to be true in your soul, and that we're all, unconditional love and light, that we're here to help each other, that we're all one, that we're all connected. Don't let those limiting beliefs hold you back. Don't make excuses. Don't listen to the outside world if they're not supporting you. Hang around people that support you. That should be another one I've said. And people that inspire you. And people who love you for you and encourage you to be your true, authentic self. So I hope this video gave you some inspiration or some clarification about something. I just felt like this is what I needed to put out into the world today, and hopefully it will resonate with someone. I know a lot of this is easier said than done. I'm still working through my issues and following my life purpose, but these are the things that I have found to be helpful along my journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.